bring you guys along on a typical Saturday in my life here in Morocco. If you are new here, my name is Dr. Annie and I am a digital nomad therapist. I'm originally from the United States, but I'm currently living in Morocco and running my private practice in the United States from here. This month I had a goal of doing 2 vlogs to show you guys my life here in Morocco, and it's the 18th, and so I figured I needed to get on that, and so here I am. Vlogs can be a little bit hard for me just because I'm a little bit of a homebody, and I think that unless we're going to a new place or we have plans, I just kind of have a very typical low-key Saturday. But something that I think can be helpful for people who are wanting to be digital nomads or wanting to move abroad is to kind of see that life can be very normal. It's not all just about traveling and exciting adventures, even though that's definitely part of it. There are also days where you're just kind of able to relax and do very normal life things. And so I wanted to show you guys kind of what that looks like for me here in Morocco. Typically see patients Monday to Thursday, and then have some other kind of personal stuff that I have to do on Fridays, like appointments, errands, things that I kind of am away from the house for. And so weekends are kind of obviously just for doing whatever. But the last couple weekends I've been girl bossing it really hard and working most of Saturday and Sunday. And so I really wanted to have this weekend just be pretty chill and relaxing. We are headed to Thailand here in about 3 weeks. I think a little bit less than 3 weeks, but we'll be going up to Casablanca in 2 weeks because I'm currently in Tamrock, which is kind of in this more southern region along the coast. And so we're heading up to Casa, where the airport is, like a week before we leave. And so the next couple weekends are going to be really busy, and so I really wanted to just take this weekend to relax. Right now I'm going to be eating my little breakfast. I have some like oatmeal that I make with some yogurt, and then my partner right now is sleeping, Mubarak. Once he wakes up, we'll maybe figure out something to do, but until then my routine on Saturday mornings is to, because I usually wake up more before him, is to come in and make breakfast and watch some YouTube videos, or if I'm girl bossing it, do some work. But I also have some milk here. It's like some, like I think this is probably Arabic or Darija. I guess if this is a French, or if this is a Moroccan brand, this is Darija, but Darija is the dialect of Arabic that they speak here in Morocco. One thing that is funny about being a nomad, and if you've done any traveling, you probably know this, that every country kind of has their own way of doing things, and you know, obviously the States has their own way of doing things, and one of the things is milk. They typically, like, the milk that's easily accessible is one that comes in these like containers, these like cardboard containers, and it's usually just like out and unrefrigerated. You can just like pick it up in the aisle, which I've really put it in the refrigerator, I think, until you open it, or at least that's what we do. But it tastes really different, and I didn't really know the difference until I went home for November, because I've been away for over a year, and I went home to Washington State, where I'm originally from, in November, and I've just been drinking milk a lot recently for various reasons. And I didn't realize how different the milk was, and so when I went, I was like, oh wow, this milk is so good. It's probably because they put more sugar in the milk, but I think they don't pasteurize it as much. Anyways, so when I came back to Morocco and I was trying to drink the milk from the container, I was like, I do not want to drink this. And so anyways, but we found this milk that is less pasteurized and has to be refrigerated and isn't in the same kind of sealed type container. So much better and much more like the American one. But that is like such a funny thing about being an expat or kind of like immigrating to another country is, like, obviously unless you do it really young, there are certain things that your taste palette prefers, or at least mine does. And so things like, I'm typically pretty open and flexible about things, but this season of my life, for whatever reason, I'm very particular about the milk. And so anyways, it's like there's like funny things that you learn about different countries and how they do things. But yeah, so I'm going to watch this video. I'm probably gonna watch something on YouTube, because once you get into YouTube, the YouTube algorithm sends you all of the how-to YouTube life stuff, like all these YouTube creators talking about being a YouTuber. And since I'm obviously trying to invest in that, I've been really enjoying watching them. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and we'll probably check in with you guys later. Okay, bye. After I got done talking to you guys, I definitely went and took a nap, so I think it's time to make some coffee, and I thought I would show you what my typical morning coffee is here in Morocco, which is instant coffee. I think I've described it in another video, but since we do like short-term rentals here, we kind of have to just deal with whatever they have in the apartment we rent from. And most often they don't have a coffee maker, and I do think a lot of people drink instant coffee here just because we're so close to Europe. I think Europeans drink a lot of coffee, or they go out to have coffee, but trying to save money, I just make it for myself. But it's like so funny because I would have never had this or drank this or been used to drinking this if I was in the States, just because I've always had a coffee maker. It's funny, but it really works. I didn't think it would work, but also, this is the milk I was talking about before. It comes in this like cardboard container, and usually when you find it in the stores, it's just like out in the open, and you don't have to refrigerate it before you open it, which is just like so funny to me. So like in the States, I was so particular about my coffee. Like I needed flavored creamer, I definitely needed sugar. Obviously would never drink instant coffee, but becoming someone who kind of just is, I just shut the door. Hopefully it wasn't too loud for that, but becoming someone who's just like living in different cultures and doesn't have the luxury of like a long-term placement, I definitely have gotten used to just drinking it however I can get it. And like now I could like heat it up. I just drink it cold because I don't know, I've gotten kind of lazy, but so my partner, Mubarak, he was just feeling really tired today, so he was just gonna continue resting. And so I just decided to go on a walk, like my typical walk. We live like up there, and the beach is like maybe a 15-20 minute walk, but I have like a typical loop that I like to do. One thing that is like really funny, well, not really funny, but it's like January right now, and I know like a lot of my patients and a lot of my friends are obviously really cold right now. Like it's like getting into the teens or 20s. It's obviously like a really cold season in DC and in Washington where I'm from. It's funny because I'm obviously here in Morocco and it's winter here for Morocco too, but it's just like very different from winters in the States. But Like, it's beautiful, the sun is shining, but it definitely can get cold here, which is funny. Like, I think the high yesterday in the last couple of days was like 62, and it has typically been like in the 70s, but when it gets to 62, it feels so cold. Maybe because it's like a desert, but anyways, I feel so blessed that I can go outside, and I do think that like it's something that's like really helped my well-being is having access to the sun all year round, which is like not true for the States, obviously. Well, certain parts of the States, obviously. My parents go to Arizona for 6 months out of the year because Washington, obviously, for 6 months is like really rainy, and since they've semi-retired, they wanted to go to a warmer place, which I definitely understand now. Like in November, I went home for like 3 weeks, and it shocked me how hard it was for my body to adjust to the cold. I think spending time in Thailand and Bali, and then obviously spending most of the time in Morocco, my body has just acclimated, and so I feel like I can't tolerate the cold the same way that I did when I lived in the States full time. But yeah, I'm feeling really grateful for sure, especially since it's allowed me to spend so much time outside. Like, I try and go on this walk at least once a day, unless we're obviously doing something else that requires us to be outside, but it's really helped my well-being, especially being a virtual therapist, and I'm staring at screens for work all week. Like, going outside and being in nature is just, I'm sure I've said it in my other vlogs, but it really was just something quite life-changing about living in a place that's warmer, but also just like living in a place where I just have to be outside more. Like, we don't have a car, and so like I can't necessarily drive everywhere. Like, I don't drive to the beach, I have to walk to the beach, and so it just requires me to be outside, which is nice. And obviously, like, this is a place that's much easier to have to be outside since it doesn't rain a lot. But you know, even places like Europe, like, it's walking cities, so they're outside in the cold and stuff. I wonder if that helps them. I don't know. But anyways, I'm getting to a more populated area, so I'll check in with you guys later.
really, oh, I see. So good.
Okay, it's been like several hours later, but I have just been busy reading this book. Let's see if you can read it. Probably not. It's called The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I think that's how you say it. I'd bought it last year and I just never ended up finishing it. For whatever reason, I just kind of got uninterested in it. I've been trying to be more cautious with my spending or not spend needlessly, and so I really wanted to buy another book, but I was like, I can't buy another book until I finish this one. And so I just finished it, and I'm really excited because if anyone has ever read Fourth Wing, you probably know there's gonna be a new book coming out soon, and I just realized it's in a couple of days, so I'm excited that I got done with this book so that I can get that one. There's a really pretty sunset that I'm gonna see if I can try and show you, but I think outside of that, that is all I have for today. I think I'm just gonna maybe watch a show, do some crocheting. I was showing earlier the crocheting. I'm really trying to do a blanket that I can put on the back of my chair for work. So I'm trying to get that done before we go to Thailand. I only have like 10 more squares to do, and then I have to like neaten it all up, obviously, because there's strings everywhere, and then I have to like sew them together. That's one of my goals. Like I started seeing, or I went on a business retreat, and before the business retreat, the woman offered me 2 one-on-one coaching sessions with her. And so I'd been talking with her and also just consuming some of her content, like some podcasts she's been on. And one of the things she says that can really help in growing your business is having other things. And I feel like it's really easy for me to get focused on my business and not focus on other parts of my life. And so that was my goal since then, is to find other hobbies. And so I started to teach myself to crochet, which I learned in November when I was home. And it's been really great since then. I've really enjoyed it. But I haven't finished any project yet, just because I feel like I'm like this ADHDer that gets excited and starts like 20 different projects at the same time. And so I'm really trying hard to finish this blanket before we leave for Thailand. Yeah, it's been fun. I'm interested in seeing what kind of footage or how this kind of shapes up to come together for a vlog. Like I said, my life is a little bit boring. Like, it's not like we're doing too much traveling right now, and it's not like we're venturing around Morocco much today. It was just kind of a very typical day. I'm thinking next week, since next weekend is the last weekend, I think we might be doing a little bit more. Like I have a doctor's appointment up in Agadir, and I'll be able to show you guys a little bit more of Morocco.